Today's episode is all about our recent weekend trip up to Flagstaff, Arizona to take our kids to the Polar Express. So listen in if that is something on your bucket list. Hi, I'm Rhea.
And I'm Dwayne.
And we are your hosts of the Travel Party of Five podcast, where we share how we travel as a family of five around the world.
We will also share how we use points and miles to travel as affordably as possible and sometimes even completely free.
So if you're wanting to travel more with your family, but you're not sure how, we'd love for you to listen in.
So welcome to our podcast, where we hope you learn a thing or two to get you closer to your next trip.
Really quickly, before we jump into today's episode, I'm going to quickly draw the winner of our $50 gift card raffle. And as a reminder, that was if you left a podcast review and submitted us a screenshot to our email, you were entered to win a $50 gift card raffle. So I've entered all of the names into a random wheel generator, and I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to spin it. And it is Angie. Congratulations, Angie. I will be sending you an email. By the time this episode airs, you will have already received the email. So if you haven't checked your email, go check, and we will get you the $50 gift card of your choice. Thank you so much to everyone who entered. And now on to today's episode. Hi, friends.
Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome back.
Yes.
And
happy holidays to you guys.
Merry early Christmas.
Yes.
This is our last episode before the end of the year, and it's probably going to be a short one, but we wanted to do a quick episode on our recent weekend trip up to Flagstaff, Arizona, because we took our kids, all three of them, to the Polar Express.
Which is in Williams, Arizona, actually.
Yes.
It's about half an hour. Was it east? North?
It
west?
is west.
West.
Yep. West of Flagstaff. So we used points. We stayed at the Hyatt Place Flagstaff. It's actually the second time we've stayed at that property this year. And it's new. It just opened this year.
Yeah.
And so it's category 2 Hyatt. It's the only Hyatt option in Flagstaff. And so category 2, you're looking at anywhere from 6,500 to 9,500 points a night. December is generally off peak, but sometimes on peak because it's a ski town.
Yeah.
So we stayed 2 nights. We drove up Friday and drove back early Sunday. And it's a completely fine hotel. It's great for families. It's not luxury, but no Hyatt Place is.
Yeah, definitely not luxury.
One thing that people ask us a lot is how we fit 5 people in one hotel room. And so I've been trying to answer that question as we stay in different rooms because it's a little different every time. And so this particular hotel room, I think we had 2 queen beds. And then there was also a sofa bed. And so when you pulled out the sofa bed, there was still the sofa bed was kind of like a corner couch. So you pulled out the sofa bed into the bed and there was still like a love seat section of a couch left. And so what we did in this scenario is our boys slept on the couch bed, like the pull-out couch. And then we set up the little love seat couch section for our 4-year-old daughter. And so we put like a sheet down and, a pillow and a blanket there for her. And then Dwayne and I each had one of the beds to ourselves. And one of the boys ended up taking turns sleeping with one night with me, one night with him. But that was, enough room for 5 people easily. Like, it's a really good option for families. All Hyatt houses and Hyatt Places in general are good options for bigger families. They generally have a pull-out sofa bed plus, 1 or 2 regular beds.
Right.
And this hotel's in a good location. It's like close to everything, and we would totally go back there.
Yeah, for sure.
They have an indoor pool, which when we were there in March, we didn't go in the pool, but I remember going in there and feeling like it was really warm and steamy. So we brought our bathing suits and thought it would be fun for the kids to be able to swim. The water was freaking cold.
Yes. I didn't even get in.
I couldn't get in all the way. I went halfway in and then I said, nope, I can't do this. Same with our daughter, and our boys swam for maybe 15 minutes, but it didn't last very long. It was cold. I don't think it was heated.
It was definitely not heated.
And there's no hot tub. Yeah. So just as a side note.
Don't know why they don't have a hot tub there, which is pretty crazy to me, but...
Probably because it's a Hyatt place. So they do have breakfast. Generally, at a Hyatt place, your breakfast is free. Same with the Hyatt House. However, some places have been charging for breakfast now. And so when we were there, we noticed there was a sign that said, like...
There was like a hostess checking people in.
Yes, for breakfast specifically.
For breakfast, yes.
And so I asked because they told us breakfast was complimentary, which, we have globalist status, so that's normal. But I was curious, like, how, like, number one, what are other people paying, and like, how are they deciding? Like, is it just not globalist status? And I'm pretty sure that the woman at the checkout or like reservation desk told me that if you are Discoverist and higher, it's free. And Discoverist is Hyatt's lowest status.
So it was free for us.
Yeah, it was free for us. I mean, listen.
But I did, yeah. It's not the best breakfast you'll ever have.
No. And if I were going to pay, I wouldn't eat there.
No.
Especially if I have to pay for all 5 of us. Like, no.
But I'm pretty sure it was $8 a person. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I heard it was $8 a person.
I feel like that's what I've also heard. So, I mean, for a family of 5, that's $40 a day.
Again, I mean, you can get cereal. There's bagels. But, like, the hot food was,
It's mediocre at best. And, I mean, it's fine for kids. Our kids think it's, for the most part, great. They like to eat the cereal and, all the little pastries and bagels and whatever. It's great for a free breakfast. It's not good if you have to pay. That's my 2 cents. So, anyways, we were there for 2 nights, and our plan on Saturday night was to do the Polar Express. We bought tickets over the summer. We've been once before, but at the time that we went, we only had our oldest. And so he's the only one that's been, and we really wanted our younger 2 to experience it before they get too old. And so that was the plan for Saturday night, but we also wanted something to do Saturday morning, and so we decided to do Bearizona, which is also in Williams.
Yes. It's basically a drive-in zoo where you stay in your car and drive through the zoo where, like, the animals can just come up to your car if they like.
Yeah, like wolves, bears. And so we've been to Bearizona once before. We went in the summer of 2020. And so this was our second time.
It's when the world was closed. It's only one of the few things you could do.
Yeah. We drove up. It's a 3-hour drive from Phoenix. We drove up in the morning, stopped at a gas station. Like, the kids ate lunch in the back of our van. We did the zoo part, and then we got back in our van and drove back home. And we didn't stay anywhere. We just, we were trying to social distance, but also get out of the heat of the Phoenix summer. Yes. So, and we really enjoyed it. It was a really fun time. I think that it being winter, the animals were a little more sleepy this time. Do you think?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, there were definitely some action. I mean, we saw the wolves, the bears.
The wolves walked right next to our car. Yeah. You have to roll up your windows when you're in the wolf part because they're wolves.
And the bear part.
And the bear part. Yeah. We saw several bears sleeping in trees, which was pretty funny, actually.
Yeah. In the tree.
Like, hilarious. Looking so uncomfortable, but snoozing away.
Yeah.
Williams is about a half an hour drive. I think Dwayne already said this, from Flagstaff, and it's an easy drive. So
super easy.
We popped over there. They also have a walk-through zoo area. So prepare to get out of your car at the end and like bundle up if it's cold. And you can walk through. They have a couple of jaguars, which our 10-year-old is obsessed with. So he liked that. And I don't know, they have some other animals, like some kind of moose or something. Elk, what were they?
Yes, they were moose.
And so, the kids like to see all the animals, and they had otters and all kinds of stuff. So it's fun for kids.
Gila monsters.
Yeah. So would definitely recommend Bearizona if you're up in that area.
Yes, definitely recommend it. It is a little bit expensive, though. I thought they would charge by the car, but they charge per person.
Yes. So it was like, what, $150 for
Yeah, it
all
was
5 of
something like
us?
that.
Yeah, it wasn't cheap.
And you only drive through for about, what, took us like maybe 40 minutes?
Oh, I don't even think
Yeah, maybe half an hour to get through it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean, totally worth it.
Yeah, I think it's fun to do once in a while. Let's talk about the Polar Express. So the way the Polar Express works is you buy the tickets in advance, and then it's a train. You get on a train.
It's based off the book.
Yes, the book,
The kid's story.
the movie. So like probably have your kids watch the movie in advance. And so you basically go, you get on a train, they serve you hot chocolate, cookies,
They do a little dance.
Yeah.
There's 2 servers on the train that do a little dance. Everyone sings Christmas songs.
Yeah, you drive to the North Pole and you see Santa's village,
Which I must say, the first time we went in what was that?
I think it was like 2017, maybe.
I don't know if they had just started it, but the North Pole when we got there was pretty.
You know what? It was 2016. Yeah.
It was. The North Pole was made out of like cardboard boxes. It looked like, and someone just.
It was magical for a 2-year-old, but
Yes.
like not magical for us.
It was pretty bad,
And it got a little upgrade.
Yes, it did get a little upgrade. Like it doesn't look like cardboard anymore. It looks like someone built it with like wood. So I mean, it definitely upgraded it. But again, like she said, it's for the kids. Yeah, you basically just ride this train for what, half an hour to the North Pole, maybe 40.
It's 40. It's like 90 minutes total. So yeah, it's around 45 minutes there, and then you go back. Santa comes on the train. He hands out bells, which is part of the story. And I will say the hot chocolate, it's more like warm chocolate.
Yeah, it's
not actually hot.
Yeah.
And if you are going to do this, I would just recommend like bundling up and also maybe bringing a blanket or two, because I was freezing the entire time. And so was our daughter. It was cold. You're inside in the train, but it's not heated. So.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that cold, but we had the same problem when the first time we went. The windows fog up, and there's, it gets foggy. You have to constantly wipe the window to see out of it. But yeah, I mean, overall, kids loved it.
Yeah, the kids had a great time. They really liked singing the Christmas carols, and they enjoyed it. And so that's really the point. I will say it's not cheap. I think it was around $350 for
definitely not cheap.
The 5 of us to go. They have packages, and there's a hotel, like the Grand Canyon Railway Hotel, I think is what it's called. You can stay right there, which I guess would be fine, but I mean, it's like
expensive.
It's like $300 to $400 a night when they're doing the Polar Express. So that was a no for me, and so that's why we used points instead to stay at the Hyatt, and drove the 30 minutes, and it was completely fine, like no issues whatsoever. So if you want to do it but you don't want to spend that kind of money, that's what I would recommend doing, is staying in Flagstaff.
Yeah, if I had one piece of advice, I would just say take an earlier train. We did the 7:30 train, which I think was a little bit too late because the kids were tired on the train. And
they were tired, yeah.
And then as soon as we got in the van to drive back, 2 of them knocked out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true. They do have a 5:30 also that we could have taken.
Is there only 2 trains a night?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, definitely take the 5:30.
Yeah.
I mean, unless your kids are up late.
Yeah, 2 of ours were pretty tired. And then I think, so as far as food, just really quickly, like we have gone to Fat Olives in Flagstaff a few times now, and we really enjoy it.
The pizza.
The pizza, yes.
And the burrata.
Yeah, they have a good burrata appetizer. The pizza's really good. Their pastas are like not as good, but the pizzas are good, so we enjoy that.
I feel like the first time we went, we got a pasta that was pretty good. This time it was.
We got a fettuccine, and it was all right.
Yeah,
it was all right.
But pizza for sure is pretty good.
Yes, and do you remember the name of the other place we ate at before the Polar Express? It was a brewery of some kind. There's a lot of breweries in Flagstaff.
Wild something.
It was called Beaver Street Brewery, and we had dinner there, and that was good too. We enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Dwayne went from I'm not very hungry to getting a steak.
And I ate it all. After I said I was going to save some to eat later.
Yeah, he was like, the steak will be great to eat later. And then it was gone. So, yeah, good food all around. We enjoy Flagstaff. It's a nice little getaway. But I will say my toxic trait is that I look at the weather app and I think, okay, 32 at night and like 55 during the day. Like, I'll be fine. Like, I don't really need a winter coat. And then I don't bring a winter coat and I am freezing every time. And so don't be like me and bring a winter coat. Yep. I brought winter coats for all the kids. But for me, I was like, oh, this light jacket will be fine. It was not fine. So that's my advice.
I was in shorts a couple of days.
Dwayne was wearing shorts, although you were going to wear shorts on the train and you changed and you were happy that you did.
Oh, yeah. It was cold that night.
Yeah.
Even driving back, it was like 20. It got down to like 27.
It was pretty cold. Yeah, so. Anyways, okay. If you are visiting Flagstaff and you want to do the Polar Express, hope that was helpful. Buy the tickets in advance. Bring a blanket, bundle up, and be prepared to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we?
Oh, you can wear jammies too. Our kids wore jammies. We didn't.
Yeah.
There was a lot of families in jammies though.
Matching jammies.
Yeah. What were you gonna ask?
I was gonna say, did we do a podcast on Snowball?
We did.
Oh,
yes. Okay. About how we thought that we could hack it without any lessons.
Yeah.
And instead we just hurtled down the mountain like.
So yeah, I was just bringing that up because that's another thing you can do at Flagstaff is snowball. Go skiing or snowboarding. It's also another thing they're known for.
Yes. Earlier this year in March, Dwayne and I went and attempted, and we have a whole podcast episode on it. So if you want to hear about that adventure, I would recommend listening to that episode because we almost died.
Yeah. Yes, we did. As a matter of fact, that we went in March?
Yes, it was March 1st.
I hurt my arm, and it recently just started to feel better. And this is 10 months?
It's December, yeah.
Like 9 months later.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like Dwayne couldn't lift his arm above his head for many months.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like up until a couple weeks ago, I couldn't do that.
Yes, again, because we were hurtling down the mountain without any lessons because we just thought, like, we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. It wasn't fine. Anyways, okay. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of 2024 and a wonderful new year, and we will catch you back here in 2025 with, I don't know, some 2025 goals and our kind of plans and strategy, because we don't have any points left. We've used them all to book our 2024 travel. So
yeah, we'll see how many cards we have to open up next year. Whew. If we can.
Yeah, if we can, if they let us. Okay, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
We'll see you in 2025. Bye.
Have a good one.